Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Raw. Your host, Drew, here with you, and this program is brought to you by THQ. And you know what, folks? This is the final match in the first round of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship Tournament. And the first team coming out to the ring is consisting of Bret Hart and the British Bulldog, the Hart Foundation. Now, the Hart Foundation, I'll tell you one thing. The British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, was one half of the British Bulldogs, along with the great Dynamite Kid. Meanwhile, Bret Hart was one half of the Hart Foundation, the original tag team with Jim the Anvil Neidhart, or Neidhart. If I'm trying to say it right, but I can't. But anyways, their opponents are, there they are, Edge and Christian. I mean, these are we have two of the best athletes, the rookie tag team that have gotten together and just in time for this tournament, because before they were not a team, but now they are. And the matchup that we're going to have is a ladder match. Now, I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, all the other matches were normal tag matches. What gives? Well, the matches themselves are determined by random, so these guys don't know what match they're going to get into until it's time for their match. In fact, all 12 teams signed on knowing that they could have any match at any time during this tournament. It could be anything. I mean, it could be a normal match, but it could also be a special match, such as this. A ladder match. And now Edge is going to set up the ladder, and he's doing the smart thing, going after the briefcase, which has a piece of paper that says, "You are moving on to the next round." Okay, that was kind of weird how it all happened. I have a cough drop in my mouth, in case you were wondering. So yeah, let me just finish my cough drop. I apologize for the unprofessionalism, but you know, it had to be done. And so far, no one has, well, other than Edge earlier on, these guys are going to try to beat each other up just enough so that, you know, one of them can climb up the ladder and get to the briefcase. You know, which has a piece of paper that says, "You are moving on to the next round." And it also has a little bit of money in it. Not too much, but just enough. More like a bonus, really. And Bret Hart had his hands on the briefcase for a moment. Although Bret Hart, he has his hands on the briefcase again. Is he going to pull it down? Edge, wow. Let me just say this. Stupidity for the lose. You could not have played it any stupidly than what Edge and Christian just did against the Hart Foundation, and I'll tell you why. Because while Bret Hart got his hands on the briefcase, they did not get the job done in terms of, by they I mean Edge and Christian, they did not get the job done in terms of bringing down Bret Hart before he got the briefcase. But you know what? The experience was, I'll tell you one thing, going into this match, it was youth against experience, and in a match like this would have favored Edge and Christian, but it didn't. As Bret Hart and the British Bulldog, the Hart Foundation, are moving on to the next round, but they will have a tough task ahead of them, as they will have to fight the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, in the next round. But folks, we still have one match left to go, so stay tuned for that. It's coming up next.